Hi everybody. Today I'm going to bring you up to date on some projects I've finished since my last video, and then I'll tell you about and I'll show you the exciting project I hope to get done today. So since our last video I finished repairing the hole in the roof. It took me 6 months. It was punched by a tree. And then I finished up the ceiling project, putting the boards in the ceiling. That was a long project that was interrupted by the roof crash. And then I've done some odds and ends that I'll show you. Starting up here in the loft, I'll show you the ceiling boards. There's a huge bunch of them nailed up. All of them are done, finally. And the ceiling fan is hung. And that, I believe, is the last project that I have to do that requires scaffolding. So I'm done with my scaffolding. Then after getting all those ceiling boards in place, the next project was the fascia boards around the edge of the loft that you can see here. And that's more of a cosmetic job. Not too important, but I did it. And then in the bathroom, finally, I installed faucets into the bathroom sink so I can brush my teeth in here, and Ellen likes it a lot better. Another big project I finished was the stone portion of our front staircase. That was a hard job. It took a while, but I'm sure glad that's done. Now I just have to do the log portion. Now, in the spirit of plan your work and work your plan, I've come up with this plan for today's project. And the project is to install the last section of water pipe in my water system. So now I'm going to put my work clothes on and get my tools together and head down to the creek and get the job done. Okay, I carried all the tools down, pipe, tools, parts, and rope to site. Now I closed the discharge valve at the creek. Next I disconnect the discharge hose from the pipe to keep the end high. So that's this one. You get wet. Water runs down from the spring to the cabin and discharges out this hose. And now for the rest of the procedure, we'll keep this hose, we'll keep it just discharging and keep this hose full of water if we can. Keep that end high. Now what we have is the water from the spring is running right out that pipe. We need to put this new section of pipe in here to connect it up to the pipe going up to the cabin. So now we need to go up to the spring and shut the water off so that we can dry out the pipe. We'll take this shortcut trail up to the spring. From here on, the trail's pretty clear. Here's the crossroads. We'll take this one. This is where my water pipe goes underground. Okay. Now we need to shut the water valve off somehow and open the air valve. So let's keep water out and let air run down in, and then I can dry the pipes out so I can solder. We came back a different way because we need to open a valve up here at the cabin to let air in the pipe so that the pipe from here to the site will drain. So we'll open up Brian's valve here. Okay, the pipes are draining. We went to the spring, we opened Brian's valve. Now we need to position the pipe in the creek bed and lash the pipes together. So, a rope here for lashing. And need to position this big pipe in the creek. Bend the pipes to fit, and then mark them for cutting. So now, what we need to do is make this end tangent to this end. So we need quite an angle here. This is going to be in the way, so I'm just going to cut off a big chunk of pipe so I can work with it. Pipe bender. Alright, I think I'm close to perfect. Okay, I'll try sandpaper. Oh, much better. That is looking good. It should. On my coupler. Brand new, so it should be clean enough. these pipes together dry. So, take the cap off of this. I already cleaned the end of this, but it's dry and clean. Again. Okay, let's seat it all away. I'm pretty lucky this year because any other year this would be a raging creek. And we'd have to build a cofferdam upstream to divert the creek through pipes. And this year being so dry, the creek is low enough that I can work around it. Now, bend that pipe down far to drain all the water out. Drain it all out as much as I can, bending it down. And then I'll bend it up to dry it and sweat it. And that way the water, if there's any in there, will pool in the bottom and keep my joint dry. But I have to keep that joint dry. Okay, now I need to clean that up. That end is probably as dirty as the one up there. Probably have to use sandpaper. Okay, all the pipes are connected. This guy needs to be lowered. But before I do that, I'm going to go up and put the water on it. But this will have to be dug away a little bit to make a little clearance. Anyway, now is the real crucial test. We need to find out if we can reestablish our siphon. So let's back up to the spring and try that. Okay, now comes the acid test. The valve is open up at the spring. Pipes are all connected. The question is, did the siphon get established? And we'll open this valve to see. Oh. Good news. Or maybe not. Not good news. This is the same problem we had before. We're getting water in the pipe, but it doesn't Better than I ever had it before. Okay, I think we've got it. Cap that. Now, there should be enough pressure to send it up to the cabin. And I think we can blow the rest of the air out up at the cabin. So I'm going to have some lunch and open a tap up there and see if it works. Okay, it's a little after 2:30 in the afternoon. I quit filming when things got a little tough, but I did all the plumbing, but then I had a hard time establishing the siphon. And I have that problem every time I do any plumbing on my supply, and I don't quite understand it. But finally got it working, and the problem is that my plumbing system is an inverted siphon to supply the cabin, and then there's a siphon that goes back downhill to discharge the water after it's run through the cabin. So it's a loop that goes down, up, and then down and discharges. Well, the theory is that if air gets in the inverted siphon, it should bubble all the way up and either escape out the spring or escape out my plumbing fixtures. So when I turn on a faucet, I get air, which I do. But when I empty the pipes to solder them and then reestablish, or start the flow again, I have a hard time getting the pressure to build up to the full head pressure because there's air bubbles in the pipes someplace, and that keeps the water from flowing. I can't explain it because I don't understand it. But at any rate, the solution is to hook a siphon hose on the end of the downhill discharge pipe. And I ran it down into the ditch and sit there for a couple hours watching the water run out slowly and then bubble. It'll hiss and sputter and bubble, and gradually as those bubbles work their way through the system, the pressure increases little by little. So finally I have it back to full pressure, and my plumbing for my water system is completely done now after 20 years or whatever it is. Still have to backfill the trench, but now I can move on to other projects. The next projects are going to be working with logs, so I need to build a log stoop on the front porch and log steps front and back. So I'll keep you posted as I get things done. Thank you.